Good afternoon, students.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Okay. Screen is visible.
No.
Right now? Right now, is it visible? Pallavi?
Yes, ma'am.
Screen is visible? Yes,
Yes,
na?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yesterday, sorry for that, this line now while teaching PCCY students, this line was not saved.
Ma'am, your voice is not clear.
Yesterday, we were solving second problem, no, that one line has misplaced. Okay? Is it clear? Voice is clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yesterday, what happened now while teaching the second problem of PCC students, it was not saved. That's why one line it was directed. Today we will see that problem. Yesterday, one line was missing. It was not saved. Okay. Read second problem. Okay. Here, second problem, most of the students, what they will write here, how many newspapers here? We are having two newspapers. One is Marathi, another one is English. In general, in the final examination also, they will give only two decision variables, but not more than that, because it consists of only 5 marks. It consists of only 5 marks, okay? Two newspapers. Here, most of the students will do mistake here. Marathi newspaper cost. When you see the cost, then directly we will take the objective function. Okay, that is not the objective function. Okay, anybody can tell me the definition of objective function? Optimize. Objective function means objective of making decisions, right? What are decision variables? Decision variables are the variables that will decide my output. Okay, that is under our control. Here, the formulation, what we have taken yesterday. Yesterday, sorry for that one line that was not saved. While teaching PCCY students, it was deducted. Okay, okay, whatever it is. Okay, here, what we have taken, X we have taken as Marathi newspaper. Remember yesterday's problem? Okay, X. What is X? We have taken number of advertisements to be placed in Marathi newspaper. Correct? The other paper is English newspaper. That is what why I have taken number of advertisements to be placed in English newspaper. These are the decision variables. Right now, when we will give advertisements to maximize the profit. Correct? The objective function is maximize. Here, objective function is always represented by the letter Z. Here we have to write subject to the constraints. Here listen. Advertisement expenditure for Marathi newspaper, advertisement expenditure for Marathi newspaper is 3,000 rupees. For Marathi it is 3,000, for English it is 5,000. In general, what students will write, it talks about cost directly, they will write C into X, 3,000 X plus 5,000 Y. No, it is wrong. What? Advertising expenditure for Marathi newspaper cost 3,000, for English newspaper it is 5,000 rupees. But in the last line they have given total budget is how much? 50,000. Advertisement expenditure for Marathi paper is 3,000. Then how to construct the linear constraint? 3,000x plus 5,000y. Total budget is how much? Is equal to 50,000. Is equal to 50,000. Remember what I told? You are having 100 rupees. You want to spend 100 rupees. You are having expense and Y pencils. You want to purchase expense and Y pencils. Each pen, one pen cost is 12 rupees. One pencil cost is 5 rupees. Then how we made? Pen we are considering as X. Pencil we have considered as Y. 5Y is equal to 100 rupees. This is called as, whenever you are equating it, this is called as linear expression or linear equality. Correct? Here also the same way. 3000x plus 5000y is equal to 50,000. Our objective function is maximize. It will reach, Marathi paper reach to how many people? 1000 people. 1000x plus it will reach 1500 people for English paper. 1500y subject to the constraints. Here see, this is the constraint. If the objective function is of maximization, the inequality should be strictly less than or equal to. Equal to is replaced with less than or equal to, correct? Here 3 zeros, cancel it, 3 zeros. Then the linear equation will become what? 3x plus 5y less than or equal to 50. If you don't want to cancel, don't cancel it. Write it as it is. That is up to you. Next, Mr. Rao has decided not to place more than 10 advertisements. This sentence was missing yesterday while teaching. I don't know how it was misplaced. Sorry for that. Okay. Mr. Rao has decided not to place more than 10 advertisements. Okay, that means at most 10. Correct? Maximum number of advertisements in Marathi newspaper is 10. That means at most 10. Marathi newspaper is represented by which decimal variable? X. Correct? X should be strictly less than or equal to 10. 10 and less, but not more than 10. The next sentence says what? And wants to place at least 6 advertisements. At least 6 advertisements. That means Y is greater than minimum 6, maybe more than whatever it is. Y greater than or equal to 6. And x comma y greater than or equal to 0. Here 2 marks. Here this is for 1 mark. These two constraints, half of mark and non-negativity restriction is of 1 mark. This question has come in the final examination. One student has raised yesterday. He asked, very good, keep it up. One, because I am keeping in front of my textbook. That's why I was unable to see that sentence was missing. Okay, while teaching, it was not saved. I don't know. Okay, anyhow, from my side, it's a problem. Sorry for that. Any query? Students? Any problem while solving this problem? समझ में आया?
मैम एक क्वेरी मैम ये जो प्रॉब्लम है आपने मैक्सिमाइज है करके ऐसा मतलब कैसे डिसाइड किया?
Maximize, when we will give advertisements to maximize the profit. Advertisement क्यों देंगे हम लोग? To maximize the profit.
Yes.
For that purpose.
Okay, ma'am.
Next, any query? Okay. Who doesn't have query? Go through the third problem. It is 2 o'clock. Okay. 1 minute I will give to read that problem and try to solve the problem. Okay. This is simple, right? Like first problem only. Here what are given things? Products, correct? No need to write down the table. Directly also we can write. Okay. Here products A and B, 2 products were there. To manufacture 1 unit of this, how many hours it requires? Machine hours and labor hours. Here, what is given? First we will write. One is machine hour. The other one is labor hours. And in that problem, what is given? In that problem, what is given? Machine hours, labor hours, and availability of hours. They have given. After reading the problem, you know, availability is given. Next, last line it talks about profit per unit when profit is given. These variables we have to identify. Here, correct na? Here A and B, two products. These are the decision variables. That means number of units A manufactures. Okay. Number of units B manufactures. That means decision variable is this is X, this is Y. Correct? Then here 1 unit that to manufacture 1 unit, how many machine hours it requires? 1.5 machine hours and 2.5 labor hours. Similarly, 1 unit of B, what it requires? 2.5 machine hours and 1.5 labor hours. Then availability, that is what? In a month, 300 machine hours it requires and 240 labor hours it requires. Profit per unit of A is 50 rupees and for B is 40 rupees. Everything is given. It talks about profit. It talks about profit. That means ultimately the objective function is maximize Z is equal to 50x plus 40y subject to the constraints. Correct now? Machine hours for products A and B. What is that? 1.5x plus 2.5y. If the objective function is of maximization, the inequality should be strictly less than or equal to 300. Similarly, labor hours for products A and B, 2.5x plus 1.5y less than or equal to 240 and x comma y greater than or equal to 0. X comma y greater than or equal to 0. Understood this?
Yes, ma'am.
This way we have to formulate the problems. Okay, I will send some problems. Okay, try to solve those problems. Right now, we will see graphical solution. First, I will explain the procedure of graphical solution. Compared to formulation, most of the times they will give a graphical method. Okay, here, graphical method. In graphical method, first of all, I will explain the procedure. The first step in that procedure is, if the given problem is of maximization, the given inequality should be strictly less than or equal to. If the objective function is of minimization, the inequality should be strictly greater than or equal to. This you have to check. Once, if this is in standard format, graphical solution. If this is in standard format, convert these inequalities into equalities, that is step 2. Convert these inequalities into equalities. After converting into equalities, whatever the equation, once you have to substitute x value as 0, then you will get one ordinate point. Next, you have to substitute y value as 0, then you will get another ordinate point. By combining those two ordinate points, you will get a straight line. That means you have to plot the graph. Similarly, second, third, whatever the equations they will give, you have to substitute once x value as 0, once y value as 0. Like that, you will get ordinate points. By using graph, you have to plot those points. Clear? Right now, we will see. Then, here, we need to find out feasible solution. By using graphical solution, we need to find out feasible solution. In transportation problem, the definition of feasible solution is total supply is equal to total demand. Remember? And number of positive allocation should be equal to m plus n minus 1, where m represent number of rows, n represent number of columns. Similarly, in LPP, The graphical method is used to obtain feasible solution as well as optimum solution. Optimal or optimum solution. Okay. Feasible solution is nothing but a set of values of the decision variables. What are decision variables? What it describes? Anybody? What are decision variables? Thrice I have repeated. What are decision variables? Anyone?
Our choice.
Describe our choice that are under our control. Very good, very good. Here. A set of values of decision variables which satisfies all the constraints. Constraints are nothing but what? Either less than or equal to, less than, greater than or equal to. And non-negativity restriction is called a feasible solution. A problem can have many feasible solutions. A problem can have many feasible solutions. Again, I am repeating the definition of a feasible solution. A set of values of the decision variables which satisfies all the constraints. For example, I have taken the value 2x plus 4y less than or equal to 20. This, you know that this is a linear constraint. Okay, substitute x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0. That means 0 is less than or equal to 20. Condition is satisfied S. Next, your own values. X is equal to 1, y is equal to 1, 2 plus 4, 6, less than or equal to 20. Yes. Substitute x is equal to 2, y is equal to 2. Okay. 4 plus 8, 12. 12 is less than or equal to 20. That means it should satisfy. 0 is less than or equal to 20. 6 is less than or equal to 20. If it exceeds 20, then it violates the rule. Okay. Optimum solution means whatever the feasible solution which optimizes the objective function. For example, I am taking x value as 4 here, y value as 5. For example, here 8 plus 20, 28. 28 less than or equal to 20? No, that means it violates the rule. That means we don't get, if x value was substituting 4 and y value was substituting 5, that means it violates the rule. We don't get the optimum solution. Okay, right now we will see. First problem, take the first problem, maximization problem. Maximize z is equal. This is important compared to formulation. If you are having any queries, please raise your hands. Subject to the constraints. X plus y less than or equal to 6. 2x plus y less than or equal to 8. Okay, this is given. Okay, step 1. Verify. Verify. If the objective function is of maximization, the inequality should be strictly less than or equal to S. These are less than or equal to. Here it is showing. That means the given problem is in standard format. The given problem is in standard format. Step 1, what I told. These are called as linear inequalities or linear constraints. You have to replace less than or equal to symbol with equal to symbol. That means x plus y is equal to 6. Ma'am, how can you write directly less than or equal to symbol with equal to? In linear programming problem, one concept is that whenever you are making inequality into equality, that is not required only one sentence, that's what I'm saying. In simplex method, to making this inequality, we will add, to equate it, we will add a slack variable called S1. Directly, we can write is equal to 6. In graphical method, this is not applicable. Okay, directly you write down. Directly you write down what? Less than or equal to is replaced with equal to. How we are going to equate it? By adding a slack variable. Right now it is not required. Any query? किसी को कुछ doubt है क्या? Simply follow the procedure. What I am saying. The inequality less than or equal to is directly replaced with equal to symbol. Why we are replacing? I told. We are adding a slack variable. That means you will get unit matrix. For that purpose, we are writing slack variable. Here in graphical method, no need to write. Okay. Similarly, consider this as equation 1. Similarly, second equation, that is 2x plus y. Replace this less than or equal to with equal to symbol. 2x plus y is equal to 8. Consider this as equation 2. Consider this as equation 2. Right now, the second, this is first step, whether it is in standard format. Second step, make those inequalities into equalities. Third step is you have to substitute x value as 0. Once you have to substitute x value as 0, another time y value as 0. You will get coordinate points, right? Right now substitute x value as 0, then y is equal to 6. Then ordinate points is always represented by capital letters. I am taking capital A, 0, 6. Similarly, once I have substituted x value as 0, another time substitute y value as 0, then x will become 6. Substitute y value as 0, x value will become 6. Then represent that ordinate as 6, 0. Similarly, we will solve here equation 2. Is it visible? Yes. Equation 2, because I have to plot the graph. For that purpose, I need space. Okay. Right now, equation 2. Substitute x value as 0, then y will become 8. Substitute x value as 0, y will become 8. Represent the ordinate value as C, 0, 8. Similarly, substitute y value as 0, then 2x is equal to 8. X is equal to 8 upon 2, which is 4. D value is 4, 0. D value 4, 0. Then this is step 3. Step 4, this is very important. To draw feasible region, to find out feasible solution, we have to draw feasible region. If the inequalities are less than or equal to, given inequalities are less than or equal to, the feasible solution is towards the horizon. The feasible solution is towards the horizon. If the inequality is greater than or equal to, the feasible region is away from the horizon. These 2 points you have to remember. Away from the horizon. Till here, any query, students? Till here, any query? If the inequality is less than or equal to, feasible region is towards the horizon. If the inequality is greater than or equal to, feasible region is away from the horizon. Okay, right now I will plot the graph. Here, okay, we will take all points together, then it is easy. A 06, B 60, C 08, D 4, 0. Okay, x-axis highest value is 6 and y-axis highest value is 8. Plot the graph. Visible, na? Graph is visible for everybody. I hope for me it's visible. That means 6 is highest, correct? Na? 8 till 6, and in y-axis 8 is highest. Okay, in the final examination you have to use proper scale. That is 1 centimeter you have to mention. X-axis you have taken 1 centimeter, y-axis also we have taken 1 centimeter. Whatever the scale you have to mention in the final examination. They don't provide graph papers, you have to draw. Okay. Right now, plot the points. A, x-axis is 0, y-axis is 6. This is, you have to plot here this point, that is A value is 0, 6. Similarly, B value, x value is 6, y value is 0, B 6, 0, B 6, 0. Right now, these 2 points you have plotted. With the scale, you have to draw a straight line. You have to draw a straight line. Okay, little bit prolonged. Write down then equation 1 this. Okay. Equation 1. Next. X-axis is 0, y-axis is 8. This is the point. Mention C08. I will bring chalk 1 minute, please. Okay. C is 0.8. Okay. The value D is 40. That is here. D 40. Then, okay, I have to draw these 2 points. You have to draw, okay, straight line. Okay. Then equation 2. Where it is intersecting? It is intersecting here. Correct? This you write down equation. Till here, any query? Whatever the coordinate points you have calculated, you have to plot on the graph. You have to plot on the graph. Okay, A06, B60. This is equation 1. Equation 1 related coordinate points. Plot the graph. Similarly, these C and D are related to equation 2. Plot the graph. Plot the points and plot the graph. Okay. Then here C. Listen. Approximate graph mine is okay because I have not taken scale also. Here see, if I draw a vertical line, it is 2. If I draw a horizontal line, it is getting 2, 4. Okay. Here this is the horizon. Oh, that is 0, 0. Okay. Here I am writing the coordinate point. Wherever it is intersecting, you have to find the value by looking at the graph itself. Here, the ordinate point, okay, if I draw perpendicular line, it is 2, that is x-axis is 2. If I draw a vertical line, correct, then I am getting 4. I am representing this ordinate as 2, 4. Okay, ma'am, how to know? Whether 2, 4 is correct or not? That's why I am using one shortcut. In the final examination, do it this shortcut in last page. Okay, don't do it while solving the problem. The same place you don't use. Okay, here listen carefully. These two equations for verification of this point I am talking about. Why we are verifying whether we are getting the answer correct or not. For that purpose we are verifying. Whatever the given equations, you have to solve simultaneous linear equations. Here these two equations I am taking. That is 2x plus y is equal to 8. X plus y is equal to 6. Simultaneous equation solving. Plus y minus y goes off. 2x minus x is x. X is equal to 2. X-axis value I got 2. Yes. Substitute in any one of the equation x value. That is in for this equation I am substituting. 2 plus y is equal to 6. Y is equal to 6 minus 2. Y value is 4. X value is 2. Okay. Ma'am, if we don't get in the final examination, suppose, then again you have to manipulate the graph. एक किया है बोल के external को समझ में नहीं आना चाहिए. That's why you don't do wherever you are writing. Do it this on rough page. That is 16th page. You have to do it. First of all, better to find out if two equations were there. If two equations, if the given problem is of maximization, I will tell you. If it is of minimization, how to verify. If it is of three equations, ma'am, how to verify. All those things I will do. I am particularly talking about this problem only. If two equations, then this way you have to verify. Clear? इधर तक कुछ query? Students?
Yes, ma'am.
इधर तक query है क्या? इधर तक कुछ प्रॉब्लम है क्या? ये बोलते क्यों नहीं? Okay, then this point we have verified. Right now, what I told in the original problem, you have to see the inequalities. The inequalities are less than or equal to. First equation is less than or equal to. That means what I told. If the inequalities are less than or equal to, then you have to draw the feasible region towards the horizon. This is equation 1. If you see, then simply towards the horizon, just simply make arrows. Just simply make arrows. Similarly, equation 2 is also less than or equal to, simply make arrows. This. Because both inequalities are less than or equal to, that means the feasible region is towards the horizon. Here, listen, whatever the common region is your feasible region, everything coming towards the horizon. That means your feasible region is O A E D. OAED. It is a closed polygon. A polygon can be a straight line, a polygon can be a triangle, a polygon can be a rectangle, a polygon can be a square. Correct, na? Again, ODEA. This is a closed polygon. In the final examination, with the pencil, you have to shade this region like this. This is feasible region. This is a closed polygon. This entire region is feasible region. Right now, after finding feasible region, in the objective function, we have to substitute. Here, what values we got? OAED is a closed polygon. This is a feasible region. In this, you have to substitute the values Z, origin 0, 0. In this, what is the objective function? 3x plus 4y, right? Substitute x value as 0 and y value as 0 because origin. 3 into 0 plus 4 into 0, 0. Next, Z. The point D. What is the point D? That is 4, 0. 3 into 4 plus 4 into 0. The value is 12. Next, ZE. The values are 2, 4. 3 into 2 plus 4 into 4. 16 plus 6 is 22. Next, take down ZA 06. That is equal to 3 into 0 plus 4 into 6. The value is 24. The value is 24. The objective function is maximization. Among all these 4 points, where we are getting maximum value at the ordinate A06. This is your answer. In the final examination, you have to highlight. You have to highlight the answer. Clear? Then what we will write? The given problem is of maximization. Hence, the optimum value of Z is maximum at the ordinate A06. This is the answer in the final examination. You have to write this way. Again, I will repeat. First of all, you have to verify whether the First of all, verify whether the given problem is in standard format or not. If the objective function is of maximization, the inequality should be strictly less than or equal to. Should be strictly less than or equal to. Okay. Already it is there. Both inequalities are less than or equal to. That's right. Directly these inequalities is replaced with equal to symbol. Then consider this as equation 1. Consider this as equation 2. Right now, the procedure says substitute once the value of x as 0, once the value of y as 0. Then everywhere you will get 2 ordinate points for every equation. Similarly, second equation, substitute x value as 0. Similarly, substitute y value as 0. You will get 2 ordinate points. 2 equations given, 4 ordinate points we got. Okay, first equation related ordinate points are 0, 6, 6, 0. Okay, 0, 6 is this, 6, 0 is this. Let's pencil and scale. You have to draw a straight line. Then consider this as equation 1. The external should know. That's why you have to mention which equation is that. Similarly, second one, we got ordinate points 0, 8 and 4, 0. Similarly, plot the points and draw a line. Draw a straight line. Then wherever it is intersecting, by looking at a glance, you have to write down that point. But what shortcut I have suggested, if it is of two lines, to wherever it is intersecting, to find out that point, instead of writing this ordinate initially, better to solve these two equations, and whatever the values of x and y, we got the values 2 and 4. Here I got the exact value, but sometimes it is not possible. That's why if you take proper scale, you will get, don't worry. This is rough sketch, correct? Okay. We got the values, x value is 2 and 4. That way in the final examination, you have to draw. Okay. Then after intersecting this point, we have to find out the feasible region. If the inequality is less than or equal to, what we have to do? The feasible region should be towards the horizon. That's why this is the equation 1. Okay, simply you have to mention 2, 3 arrows. That means towards horizon the feasible region is. Similarly, equation 2 is also less than or equal to this. Okay, similarly you have to draw towards the horizon. Okay, after that we have to find out feasible region. Feasible region may be closed region or closed polygon or open polygon. In this particular problem, 99% of the cases, if the objective function is of maximization, we will get closed polygon. Okay, here it is intersecting. The common region is nothing but feasible region. This is the common region. You have to shade it with pencil, whatever the region is common. Right now, we have identified this point. Already O, A, D is there. Whatever the point you have identified, that I have represented as E. Then you write down in the exam O, D, E, A is a closed polygon. Okay, you know the points. The objective function you have to substitute whatever the closed polygon values, you have to substitute in the objective function. Then you will get certain values. But my objective function is of maximization, where I got maximum value at the ordinate 0, 6. That means this is the optimum solution. The given problem is of maximization. We have to write, hence the optimum value of Z is maximum among all the values at the ordinate point A. Clear?
मैम समझा, पर थोड़ा और 2-3 प्रॉब्लम करेंगे ना मैम इस पे?
Why not? हम लोग हमेशा करते हैं.
Yes मैम.
But जो procedure, whatever the procedure I have explained, understood little bit, that is important. Anyhow we will solve. Correct na? Transportation problem also 3.
Yes ma'am.
Every time we are doing 2, 3. Okay? और कुछ queries?
मैम और एक क्वेरी थी, जो आपने डी पॉइंट लिया था 4,0, तो वो मतलब वैल्यू कैसा आया मैम? कि हम सॉल्व करते ना कि 2 इन ब्रैकेट 8.
सुनिए, A, D already you have calculated this point. Second equation में से मिला है ना D point.
मैम बट 2 into 8 plus 0 is equal to 8, तो हम वो मतलब मल्टीप्लिकेशन करते तो 16 plus 0 is equal to 8, तो हम वो माइनस करके 8 आता है ना, 4 कैसा आता है वो?
Not in the original equation. You should know.
Then ma'am,
your doubt is how you got 24, right?
no ma'am, स्टार्टिंग में इक्वेशन नंबर 2 हम जो पॉइंट निकाले 4 and 0.
सुनिए ना, 2x plus y is equal to 8. If you substitute y value as 0, then 2x is equal to 8, x is equal to 8 by 2, then you will get 4 now.
Okay ma'am.
That's what. Okay, direct calculation I did. Direct ही करना है, वो सब नहीं लिखना है story, because we don't get that much time to elaborate. Nobody will see you. Okay, in-depth calculation is not